Welcome to a moment that could change everything. Not because you're about to hear magic words, but because you've chosen to stop settling, to stop drifting, to stop waiting for someone else to come along and fix the pieces of your life you know deep down you're meant to take responsibility for. This is not just another video, it's a turning point, a fresh page, an opportunity to take control and redesign your life from the inside out. And you don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need the courage to begin. Because the truth is, transformation doesn't happen in a single leap. It unfolds, one intentional step at a time. Maybe you're overwhelmed. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you feel like you're running in circles trying to keep up with a world that never stops moving. But what if I told you that you have more power than you think? That the life you dream about, the one you've tucked away behind someday, is already possible. And it begins the moment you stop living by default and start living by design. Designing your life starts with a mindset shift. Success, fulfillment, peace, these aren't things you stumble upon. They're crafted, built, sculpted day by day with your actions, your habits, your focus. It all begins with clarity. Clarity is not about having a 5-year plan written in stone. It's about knowing what you value, what you stand for, what kind of life you want to create. Because when you get clear on who you are and what matters most, you stop saying yes to distractions, you stop chasing everything and start moving towards something. But clarity means nothing without commitment. That's where life management comes in. You see, your life doesn't need more chaos, more rushing, more noise. It needs order, structure, space to breathe and grow. So many people live in a constant state of reaction, responding to emails, to emergencies, to the demands of others. But real power? It lives in intentionality, in choosing how you spend your time, in creating routines that serve you, not enslave you. This is the first real step, becoming the architect of your daily life. Because how you spend your days is how you spend your life. Start small. Wake up with intention. Before you check your phone or rush into tasks, center yourself. Reflect on your goals, reconnect with your vision. Even 5 minutes of quiet focus in the morning can shift the entire course of your day. From that place of intention, structure your time. Block off periods for focused work, schedule breaks, make space for creativity, for rest, for joy. Time is your most valuable currency. Spend it with precision. But even the most well-structured day can unravel when you're overwhelmed or emotionally off balance. And this is where your inner world matters. Your thoughts, your emotions, your reactions. Managing your life requires managing your mind. Learning to pause before reacting. Learning to observe without spiraling. Learning to sit with discomfort rather than escape it. This is the heart of mental resilience. And it's a superpower in today's noisy world. You don't need to eliminate all distractions. That's impossible. But you can learn to rise above them, to stay anchored in your vision. And every time you do that, every time you choose focus over frenzy, presence over panic, you reclaim control over your life. And here's the truth. Your life is a reflection of your standards. If you want more out of life, raise your standards, not just in what you tolerate from others, but in what you expect from yourself. Raise the standard for how you take care of your body. Your energy levels are not just biology, they're a choice. Eat better, move your body, prioritize sleep, nourish your relationships. Your physical and emotional health is the foundation of everything else. Raise the standard for how you speak to yourself. The voice in your head is either your greatest enemy or your most powerful ally. Speak with encouragement, with patience, with truth. The way you treat yourself sets the tone for everything else in your life. And raise the standard for how you show up, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, because that's where real change happens. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to become. It's the quiet force that drives you forward when motivation disappears. And it's not something you're born with. It's something you build, one decision at a time. You build discipline by keeping your promises to yourself, by doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Every time you follow through, you reinforce your identity as someone who follows through. That's how confidence is built, not by hype, but by proof. So make a plan. A daily one. Take 10 minutes in the morning or the night before to map your day. Identify what really matters, not what's urgent, not what's loud, but what's important. Then commit. Follow through. Adjust when necessary, but don't quit. That's how consistency is born. And consistency, it's the secret weapon of high achievers. It's not about dramatic bursts of action. It's about showing up day after day, especially when it's boring, uncomfortable, or difficult. Because success isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters most with relentless focus. And yet, with all this talk of doing, it's easy to forget the value of rest, of recovery. You are not a machine. Your value is not measured by your output. Success is not built on burnout. It's built on sustainability, on clarity, on presence. Give yourself permission to slow down, to recharge, to breathe. Productivity thrives when you are well. But in order to truly thrive, you must master one of the most underrated skills of all, the ability to say no. No to distractions, no to obligations that drain you, no to things that look good on the surface but steal your peace in the long run. Every yes is a no to something else. So be intentional. Protect your time. Guard your energy. Saying no isn't selfish. It's a form of self-respect. And when you begin to live this way, aligned, disciplined, focused, you start to feel something you may not have felt in a while. Fulfillment. Not the fleeting high of checking off tasks or chasing status, but the deep satisfaction that comes from knowing you're living your life on purpose. That's what this is all about, purpose. The reason behind your choices, the fire behind your action, the anchor in your storms. It doesn't always have to be grand or poetic, it just has to be yours. Personal, true. A compass to guide you when the path gets confusing. Because life will get confusing. It will get hard. You will doubt yourself. You will fail. But when you live with purpose, you always have a reason to rise again. And that's the difference between drifting and living. When you're drifting, you're reacting. When you're living with purpose, you're creating. So ask yourself, am I creating a life I love or just tolerating one I didn't choose? If the answer shakes you, good. That discomfort is a signal, a wake-up call. It means you're still alive enough to change. You haven't given up. You still believe something better is possible, and it is. You don't have to wait for the perfect time. You don't need a bigger break or more motivation. You just need to start with what you have, from where you are. Today, not tomorrow. Start by showing up differently, by honoring your time, your energy, your dreams, by refusing to let fear or fatigue decide who you become. Start by cutting out what no longer serves you. Simplify, clarify, focus. The fewer distractions, the more room for what matters. Start by dreaming again, really dreaming. Not just surviving, but designing a life that feels rich, meaningful, yours. A life you wake up excited to live. Because here's the truth that too many people forget. You are the author, not the victim, not the side character, the author. And every day is a blank page. So how will you write this chapter? Not with fear, not with excuses, but with boldness, with clarity, with heart. Because you deserve a life that excites you, that stretches you, that reflects your deepest truth. And the world needs more people who are fully alive, fully engaged, fully in charge of their own story. So go, live like you mean it, build the systems, create the habits, make the decisions, rewrite the narrative. This is not the end, it's the beginning of you, fully awake, fully alive, fully in control. Let today be the day you stop surviving and start designing.